I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if Coach Eli Drinkwitz was trying to go viral, but he did. This man said, yo, there should be a 30-team playoff. Let's break down this quote. So he says, now you're talking about an opportunity for 30 teams, 30 fan base to be excited and engaged in giving revenue. You got 30 teams with players who have access to compete for a championship. So for me, I think it makes a lot more sense. Then he said in his interview, 44% of the teams in the NFL make the playoffs. We're talking about 10% of college football teams are going to make the playoffs, and we think that's going to keep fan bases encouraged. Now, look, obviously the NFL has less teams, 32 compared to over 170 plus in college football. You know what I'm saying? I do think there needs to be more inclusivity, when it comes to college football, not just the thoroughbreds. I did like that we seen Boise last year. You know what I'm saying? 30 is a lot, though. I'm not going to lie. 30 is a lot. Now, I get what he was saying in terms of the revenue, keeping the fan bases obviously engaged where anybody's team can get in. And that's what's cool about the top 25. Like, either you're going to be ranked on there, your team had a good year, you went 10-2 in your conference, won it. And I get what he's saying. You want to keep them engaged. And I like the idea of a plan. Like, hey, if you finish top 5 in your conference, let's say it's SEC, you can get a chance to potentially get a play-in. You play the play-in game, and that determines if you get in or not. So I do like some stuff that he said in terms of just making the teams play and making that determine who gets in as compared to having, the committee obviously decide and then obviously bias from them of who should get in, who should not get in. I do like the idea of a plan. So there's some stuff here that makes sense. But at the same time, I don't like the 30 teams. That's way too damn much, right? 12 is cool. I think a nice sweet spot could be 16, maybe 20, right? Give obviously, the top 14, whatever it may be. A couple conferences get automatic qualifiers. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You give some teams a bye week early on. You let the lower teams play. And the only reason why, I know you're going to be like, nah, why would the hell would you do 16 or 20? It just gives the playing field a little bit more that can get in, right? Now, obviously, the best of the best is going to eventually emerge, like we saw with Ohio State, Notre Dame. Ohio State won. But it just allows, like, the teams from other conferences, like, for example, y'all, a group of 5 team to be able to get in and compete, potentially, right? Like a Memphis or a Tulane, or a Troy or a Boise State, right? Or a team from the Pac-12, obviously, after they redid their whole thing, right? So that from that aspect, I do like it in terms of just expanding it a little bit, but 30 is way too much. And to what he said in the interview, he's right. The fans is a big component of this because if you don't sell tickets, obviously you got the media rights with ESPN. You obviously got, different ones with Fox, obviously CBS. But without these fanatical fans going to these games, alumni coming back and supporting their team, right? Alumni that used to go to the school coming back and watching games, right? You don't have the same obviously level of the money you're making in college football. So that's what I said. Some of this stuff he made good points. Other of it, I'm like, what the hell? But for me, 30 is too much. Like I said, you at 12, maybe expand to 16, no more than 20 though. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you only go that far. You just allow other fan bases. What if your team, for example, and I say this, y'all, what if your team goes, let's say they played this past year in the Sun Belt. Let's say the team goes 11-1. They end up playing, and this is a hypothetical, so don't go too crazy. Let's say it's a team like Georgia State, right? Let's say they go and they win their conference, they dominate 11-1, right? And let's say they went up against the SEC team and ended up beating them. Now, as far as like in the regular season, they deserve to be in, right? But with the 12 team, it's only a certain amount. What if Boise State is 11-1 in their conference, or they went undefeated, right? Georgia State might not get in. But if you go and you up the playing field and you allow more teams to get in, then you can let obviously more from group of 5 come in. Because sometimes, right, they deserve to be in. Now, should they be in over an SEC team that lost 3 games or a Big 12 team that lost 3? Maybe not. But with the expanded playoff to a 16 or a 20, that team can get in. Because y'all, in the top 25, if Georgia State or it was a Boise State or a Texas State or whoever in another conference, had that kind of a record, they would be a top 25 or top 20 ranked team. So that's why I say I think you should expand to that point. 30 is way too damn much, though. But comment down below. What do you guys think of a potential 30-team playoff? Obviously, is Coach Drinkwitz tripping? Is he drinking at the yak? You know what I'm saying? Let me know down in the comments if you would agree with this. Or should we just keep it at 12? Or is 12 way too much? Maybe I'm tripping. Let me know down in the comments.